Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters Living the Wholesome Life, and we are on week 18, day 5 of our positive, peaceful growth affirmations. We are following Dr. Susan Lawton's positive, peaceful growth calendar that you can buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. If you love essential oils, positive affirmations, music therapy, it's the perfect book to buy because it combines all three so amazingly. It is, since it's Friday, we are going to be talking, we'll dive into the positive affirmation first. And the affirmation for the week is everything is working out well for me. And we've talked about different aspects of this affirmation in our last 4 shout outs. I just think it's a totally mindset changing affirmation when we say to ourselves many times a day, everything is working out well for me. And I think that it helps us to trust the process, right? Just trust the process that everything will work out well. One of my friends, her daughter was on a mission, and her daughter's missionary companion said this to her. And she said, everything will be well in the end. If everything is not well yet, it is not the end. And I love that. In fact, I write a weekly family newsletter to my parents and family. Anyway, and so that's my sign off. Everything will be well in the end. If everything is not well, it is not the end. Because I really do think that in the end, everything will be well. I think that God can turn everything to our good. I feel like we should just, the more we trust the process, the more we can stay on the right roads to whatever wherever we're trying to go. Okay, so again, the affirmation for the entire week is everything is working out well for me. Okay, the affirmation for today, because in this book, there's a weekly affirmation and a daily affirmation, Monday through Friday. So the affirmation for today is, I am nurturing myself and those around me. And I kind of like adding the word all. I am nurturing myself and all those around me. I'm just going to say that again. So I am nurturing myself and all those around me. That's our affirmation for today. And I think it just pairs super good with some of the oils we've been diffusing the whole week, nurturing ourselves and nurturing others. So, I'll just give you a hint. It pairs perfectly with myrrh, right? The oil of mothering and nurturing and just uplifting and loving on other people. So I think it just blends so perfectly with that, the myrrh that's in our diffuser blend for the week. Okay, so when I think about nurturing myself and others, I think of, so many things. One of the first things that comes to mind is when you're in an airplane and those oxygen masks drop, they always say, put your oxygen mask on first and then help the child or other people around you get theirs on, right? And it's because if we are knocked out, if we don't take care of ourselves first, we can't help other people, right? And so please make sure that you are nurturing yourselves. Now we're going to go a little bit into depth in that in just a minute. But I'm also reminded when it comes to nurturing yourself and others, I'm also reminded of this saying that says, if mama ain't happy, ain't no one happy. And as a mom, I don't think I really, in the past, I haven't really liked that saying because I thought it put way too much power and responsibility on the mom. Why isn't it if the dad isn't happy, no one's happy? Why isn't it if the children aren't happy, then no one's happy, right? And why is the mom such a I don't know, such a powerful figure in society. Um, that's really odd that as a mom, I don't know. Anyway, so, but I had to think through that saying today as I'm thinking about nurturing. And this is what I found. It's not that if the mom isn't happy that that makes everyone else in the family sad. I don't think it works. Mom's sad, everyone's sad. Mom's angry, everyone's angry. Mom's whatever, everyone's this. I mean, definitely if mom's happy, everyone in the house isn't happy, right? But this is what I think. This is so I don't think that mom's mood just absolutely controls everyone else's mood. But this is kind of what I think that where the truth in that saying comes from. And you might think about the saying completely different, but this is where I feel the truth in the saying comes from. And that is this: if mom is in a happy and peaceful place, if mom's in control of her, if mom's in control of her emotions, then when other people get discordant, when other people feel sad, mom can help soothe the sadness. When other people feel angry, mom can help soothe the anger. So it's not that whatever mom's feeling, everyone else feels. That's not it. But if mom is in a good place, or a happy place, a peaceful place, then when other people in the family get discordant, she can help soothe, help listen, and help lift and work through and help people release their difficult emotions that they're dealing with. Now, do I think that mom is the only one in the family that has that power? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, if dad's in a good place, if he's in a happy and peaceful state, when other people get discordant emotions, then he can help be the listener and the soother. Can children do the same thing? Absolutely. If the teenage daughters or sons are in a good place, or even if the little children are in a good place, they can be the soothers and the lifters of the difficult emotions. As a mom, I can't tell you how many times just having my child come up and hug me, right? Come up, give me a kiss, come up and tell me I'm beautiful. How that helps me just work through and release, some of the things that I'm going through too. So is the power all in the mom? No. The power is in each of us. That if we are in a good and a happy place, we have amazing influence to help other people be in good and happy places as well. So, nurturing. It all goes back, and you're like, why are we talking about this? Because it all goes back to nurturing ourselves and others. And that we really have to start with ourselves. We have to be the ones that are in good places if we want to be able to help lift and love on others. If we don't love ourselves, we're probably not going to be loving on others. If we aren't in a good place, we don't have the power, as much power, to help others be in good places. Okay, so that's why we need to love and nurture on ourselves. And we had a whole week before on loving on ourselves. And anyway, okay, so as I was thinking about how we need to feel nurtured and how we can best nurture other people around us, I definitely felt, well, when's the last time we've thought what makes us feel nurtured? Now, we all know some things that make us feel loved, wanted, happy, nurtured. And if someone said, hey, what makes you feel loved and nurtured? You could probably easily name, a short list at least, of things that help you feel nurtured. So maybe as we're journaling today, we can say, these are things that make me feel nurtured. And maybe share that with your spouse. Maybe share that list with your spouse. Maybe share that list with your children. Okay. Anyway, I think that book, The 5 Love Languages, is super good because some of us feel nurtured when people give us compliments. Some of us feel nurtured when people spend time with us or give us gifts or give us hugs, right? What is it? Touch, words of affirmation, time spent together, doing things for someone, right? I think that's one of them. And did I mention physical affection twice? I don't know. Anyway, do a Google and you'll have a super cute chart on the different love languages and different ways to meet them. It's all over the internet. Definitely worth reading the book. If you've never read The 5 Love Languages, read it. They also have The 5 Love Languages of Teenagers, The 5 Young Love Languages of Children. So, just a really good way to help people feel nurtured. The guy who wrote that also wrote, I think his name is Gary Chapman. I could be wrong on that. Anyway, but he also wrote The 5 Love Languages of Apology, right? Because some people, we all need apologies in different ways. And as we learn to love on people in a way that makes them feel loved and nurtured, our relationships build. We feel so much better. They feel so much better. Our worlds and our environments become so much better. We can't love on other people the way we want to be loved because they want to be loved in different ways, right? And should we have to be the ones that change? Yeah, we really, really should. When we're loving on other people, we should love. I mean, if we want to get the biggest bang for our buck, let's do things that hit the bullseye. You know, if they say, if we're doing something and they're like, that doesn't do very much for me, but if you did this would do a ton for me. Let's do the thing that does a ton. Let's show the love. Let's nurture others in the way that is best nurturing for them. Some people, one of my heroes is Susanna Wesley. She had 14 children, and two of her children were John and Charles Wesley that actually started, well, they didn't mean to start, but they were huge evangelists, which means they were huge at preaching the gospel, and they internalized their mother's way of doing things in a very method. Caleb, can you help this, please? I think the light just went out. And check my phone too. Anyway, they were super good at doing things in a hugely method. Anyway, that's a big word. I don't know how to say it. So they did things. Thank you, hun. They did things by method, and they started the religion that they kind of religious way that they espoused started the Methodist Church. Anyway, she had 14 children, and each of her children had a day where she just loved on her children that day, that child that day, and just fed into them. And every one of Susanna's children that I have studied thought the world of her, right? So are we connecting with our children on a one-on-one basis? I know I need to do a better job. Often at times I think I need to do it. This will be certain someone's day, and we'll be doing things that they love, and I try to do it for a while and then I fall out of it. So that's going to be something that I really want to try to implement this week. Also, are we loving and nurturing our marriages enough to have our marriages improving? If not, let's love and nurture our marriages, because our marriages really are the most important. Well, one of the gospel is the most important, right? But our marriages are one of the most important things to us. So, anyway, as I thought of nurturing other things, I thought of being a role model. We are nurturing ourselves with good food. We are nurturing those around us with good food. We are nurturing ourselves, taking the time that we need for spiritual connection. Like, I know I can think of many times in my life where my mom was, I went into my mom's room and she was on her knees praying. I had a praying mom, a mom that I saw on her knees praying. I hope my children see me reading the scriptures. I hope they see me reading religious books. I know that they see me going to church, us going to church as a family, us having family prayer, family scriptures, some couple prayers. Well, they don't see couple prayer really, but because we kind of go into our own room for couple prayer, but hopefully they see us reading scriptures as a couple, studying the gospel. Let's take the time to nurture ourselves spiritually, and let's let others around us see that. Let's take the time to nurture our relationships, right? It's so easy to have relationships when we're young. We're in school all day, we're with others all day, and it can be harder to have relationships as you get older because our lives get busier with trying to help our children, and we don't spend as much time on ourselves. So I hope that we all spend some time and think about the relationships that we have in our lives. Who are our friends, and how can we nurture those relationships? And nurturing us and those around us intellectually, right? Let's do the reading that we need. Let's do the studying that we need. Let's role model that to those around us, and let's nurture them. Let's get them to the library, have them get books that nurture their intellect. Let's nurture our talents, right? Whether it's piano playing or dancing or whatever our talents are. It doesn't have to be like a physical talent. Let's nurture our talents. And anyway, so there's just so many different ways we can be nurturing things. Maybe as we're journaling today, we can think about what nurtures us and how we can best nurture someone else. I'll give you 2 examples of nurturing in my life. So one, my son, Wesley, was just went through a period where he didn't think that life was he was so bored so much of the time. And I'm like, he loves drawing. Let's see if he would like painting. And so his grandpa, my dad, got him some paints. And we turned him on. I don't even know what the guy's name is. I should have looked that up before. But the guy on PBS who did all those painting shows, right? They are all online. And so we let him have paints and we let him watch this painting show. It made the world of difference. It gave him a creative outlet, a creative spark. He felt so loved when his grandpa bought him those paints, and he got to watch those shows on online of the guy painting and showing how to paint trees and whatever else. He felt so nurtured. Just one example of how we can nurture others. And they say that creativity, when we do something that's creative, it nurtures us in amazing ways. So I'll tell you a way that I feel nurtured. So, you know Caleb, the one that I'm always talking to on, hey Caleb, do this for me, right? So he's 17, he's a senior, his last year at home. And a long time ago, I told him, I almost want to cry at this, I told him how incredible his hugs made me feel. He comes up and he gives me a hug, and I instantly feel loved and valued, and I don't know, just amazing. So Caleb gives me so many hugs a day. To this day, Caleb gives me so many hugs a day. I don't go out for my walk without Caleb coming up to me and stopping me from going on my walk so that he can give me a hug. And that little thing means the world of difference to me. It makes me feel nurtured on such a deep level, and it's such a little thing. So let's get to know the people. Let's get to know ourselves. Know it. We need to feel nurtured. Let's get to know others in our lives. What makes them feel nurtured and loved by us? And let's do that, right? Okay. Also things, as you're thinking of nurturing yourselves and others, don't forget about proper exercise. Exercise, those endorphins kick in. We feel happy. I would say, you know what? I don't know, some people like to exercise by themselves, and that's all wonderful and good. I love exercising with two of the women in my neighborhood. We go walking almost every day, Monday through Friday. And Caleb, can you get me a Kleenex, please? Are you still awake? Can you please get me like some type of Kleenex? Anyway, we feel just getting together, talking on a daily basis as we're exercising makes us feel so good. I know my husband has searched and searched and searched to find people to exercise with, and it looks like now he's found some people that he loves to like do this walk jog with, loves to loves to go and swimming with. And you know, exercise is good. It's good. But exercising with other people also makes you feel loved and nurtured. So keep looking. If you haven't found an exercise partner yet, keep looking. Obviously, proper food, proper hydration, right? Y'all know there's so many people who get hangry. Like, don't all of us get just a little bit hangry if we haven't eaten properly? Like, let's nourish ourselves well enough that we have the energy and the emotional energy to, I guess the physical and the emotional energy to nourish others. Okay, as I'm thinking about nurturing others and ourselves, but especially others, I'm thinking of that song, and it is by Harry Chapin, and it's called Cats in the Cradle. I often hear this song around Christmas time. I don't know why I usually hear this song around Christmas time, but I do. But the song basically tells the story of a young boy who goes up to his dad. Dad, I want to play with you. Come spend time with me. And the dad said, oh yeah, yep, I really want to do that, son, but I'm busy right now. We'll do that later. And then the boy grows, and again, Dad, come spend time with me. And the dad says, yep, I really want to do that, but just don't have time right now. But we'll do that later. And then the story flips to the dad going to his son saying, hey, come spend time with me. I love you. I want to spend time with you. And the son basically saying, yeah, Dad, I love you. I really want to spend time with you. I'm really, really busy right now. Let's do that later. Okay, let's not put off the most important things for later. Like, let's do the most important things today. Let's make today count in our nurturing of ourselves and of others. Let's make today count. Okay, so, Caleb, hold on just a minute. Oh no. So, hold on just a minute. Caleb, print that out for me really quick. Thanks for holding on. Anyway, so as I'm thinking of the song to pair with today, that I am nurturing myself and others, I thought of the song Bridge Over Troubled Waters. And it's a song by Simon and Garfunkel. I'm thinking it's a song from the 60s. I was born in 69, so I'm kind of a child of the 60s. Anyway, but this song is just a completely soothing song, and I wanted to actually read to you the lyrics of this song. This is how the lyrics goes. It goes, when you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side, oh, when times get rough and friends can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. when you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I'll comfort you. I'll take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. And then the last verse goes, sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine? Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. And just such beautiful lyrics. Like, as I'm reading them, I can't help but think of the Savior when he says that he will go before us, he will be behind us, he will send his angels round about to support us, he will never leave us in any of our trials. He has suffered everything that we will ever suffer. He knows us intimately, and he knows how to heal us. Anyway, so I think in a big way, this song reminds me of God. In a small way, this song reminds me of parents. How parents always want to be there in any time of need for their children. Okay, so moving on. So the affirmation again for today is, I am nurturing myself and all those around me. And the song that I'm pairing for that is like a bridge over troubled, I think it's called A Bridge Over Troubled Water, and it's by Simon and Garfunkel. The song that I'm pairing for the whole entire week with the affirmation, everything is working out well for me, is Loving Life and Life is Loving Me by the Jive Aces. Such a happy, upbeat song. Okay, so since it's Friday, you know that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go, well, backing up. The diffuser blend that we're diffusing the whole week is 2 drops of myrrh, which is the oil of mothering and nurturing, 2 drops of spikenard, which is the oil of gratitude for our blessings and for our challenges, and 2 drops of wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. And Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we dive deeply into the emotional parts, our benefits and gifts of each of those oils. But it's Friday, and Friday is when we delve deeply into the physical benefits of each of the oils. So I'm going to start with myrrh. So one of the outstanding attributes of myrrh is its astringency. Which means that it can cause tissues and blood vessels to contract naturally. So it can be tightening to the gums, it can tone the skin, and it can help stop bleeding. That's one fact I didn't know. I knew that geranium and helichrysum were amazing for that, especially helichrysum. Didn't know myrrh also had that aspect, so I'm happy to be learning alongside you. Myrrh is great for the fingernails and toenails. It's great for oral health. You can put 3 drops of tea tree, 2 drops of myrrh into some water, gargle that around for a while, spit it out. It's a great mouthwash. Myrrh is great for the digestive system. So you can put 1 to 2 drops in myrrh. Oh, Caleb, can you just get me any essential oil that has a supplement fact on it? So you can put 1 to 2 drops of myrrh in water and just add a couple drops of honey. One of the things that I'm going to say to you, Caleb, are you asleep? Just find me an essential oil with a supplement fact on it, please. Anyway, you know how teenagers just love their sleep, right? Anyway, so as I'm telling you that you can put myrrh in water, this is actually frankincense, but I'm going to say that if you're ever going to use any essential oil internally, please make sure that it's a doTERRA essential oil. I would never recommend ingesting any other brand of oil, and let me tell you why. Because doTERRA essential oils third-party tests every single batch of their oils. They put your batch number on the bottom. You can go to the site Source to You and see every single test that has been done on your oil and your batch of oils, and see all the results of the tests. You can ingest many of doTERRA essential oils. All essential oils aren't made to ingest. Some are just made to, use topically or aromatically. But you can know, a simple way to know if the essential oil that you have by doTERRA is ingestible is if it has a supplement facts on it. It's going to be like the same supplement facts that you're going to see on a cereal box. It's going to kind of tell you how to use them, but it's going to let you know, yes, you can use this oil internally, okay? And Myrrh is one that you can definitely use internally. It's great for congestion. If you feel like you're having a lot of gunk in your lungs, whatever, diffuse it. Put a few drops in a carrier oil, rub it over your chest area. It's going to help loosen that up and help you be able to cough it out. It's great for skin complaints such as eczema, ringworm, athlete's foot, chapped skin, stretch marks, rashes, wrinkles. Myrrh is an amazing oil to use for that. And before I go off Myrrh, I love this book. It's called Essential Oil Magic. It's so amazing to help you learn both the physical and the emotional ways of using essential oils. Myrrh is antimicrobial, it's antiseptic, again it's an astringent, and it's an expectorant. Some of the main uses of Myrrh are wrinkles and fine lines. We kind of talked about that. Gum disease and issues. Thyroid support is one that we haven't talked about. You can just put 1 to 2 drops in a carrier oil and rub that over your thyroid. Again, it's great to help expel mucus. People do your own due diligence on bronchitis. All those issues where you might have a lot of congestion. Myrrh can help. And okay, there's a lot more in this book about Myrrh, but you can buy the book and read it for yourself if you want. So the second one that I wanted to talk about was Spikenard, the second oil in our diffuser blend. And we've talked about how it's super calming, right? But so Spikenard is a very, very complex oil, which means that it's good for a whole lot of things. You could put it in your massage blends to help relax your muscles. You can use it on tension headaches. Just put it in a carrier oil and then just kind of rub it on. It's great for that. It's great for insomnia. Again, it's a very good oil for your skin, Spikenard is, and it can help your skin look more radiant, more useful. It's actually, this is one of the things I didn't know that I actually love about Spikenard, is that it's great for the reproductive system. And this is how it's great for that. So it helps keep healthy levels of estrogen and progesterone, and it helps keep the rest of the reproduction kind of balanced and healthy. So do your own due diligence, do your own research on that, but Spikenard seems to be an amazing oil for helping the reproductive system. Okay, Spikenard can have a slightly laxative effect, so it can keep your digestive system kind of running well, not getting backed up. It's also good to add to deodorants. It can help prevent or help when a person has a bacterial infection, and it can also when using this for bacterial infections, again, it also has that super soothing effect. It can help with PMS and menstrual issues, and I'm guessing that maybe the reason it does that, and I don't know, I haven't done the research on this one, but I'm guessing that the reason it does that is because it does keep estrogen and progesterone levels balanced and at healthy levels. So it helps with PMS and menstruation issues. If you're using it for that, you can apply it to the affected areas, or just apply it to your pulse points. And it can also help with muscle spasms. Just use it, just take a drop and just kind of apply it wherever you're having muscle spasms. And okay, so really quick, that was Spikenard, but I wanted to read to you from this book some of the other ways that spikenard can be used. So, it's an analgesic, it's anti-inflammatory, it's a nervine, which means super calming to the nerves. It helps in regeneration of your different systems. So, spikenard, the top use, the first one mentioned in this book is chronic fatigue syndrome. And they say to use 1 to 2 drops, apply 1 to 2 drops on the adrenals. I would have to look up where are the adrenals, and the pulse points, I know those, or to take, and I would think that diffusing that would also very much help. It's also an immune stimulant, so if there's a lot of stuff going around, I would definitely be diffusing that to help stimulate your immune system. And this book is saying that it can help with hair loss. I haven't tried it. Well, I guess I don't have that yet. But it can help with hair loss. Putting 1 to 2 drops in shampoo. I know that rosemary is also another good oil. And again, I think that last week we were talking about peppermint can help with that too. So if you're experiencing hair loss, maybe put 1 to 2 drops of spikenard, rosemary, and peppermint in your shampoo and see what it does for you. The nice thing about it is, it's not going to hurt, right? Okay, so other uses for spikenard are depression and pink eye. So if you're using it for pink eye, if this was spikenard, which it isn't, it's frankincense, but if it was spikenard, basically what I would do is I wouldn't even use a full drop. Whoops. I would just tip the bottle over like this, and then you never put essential oils into your eye, right? No, you never do that. Never put them in your eye, never put them in your ears, but you can put them around. So what I would do is I would take that drop or half drop of oil, and I would put it around, kind of over my eyebrows and down my nose, and then kind of on my cheekbones, right? Just kind of surrounding my eye area, making sure that I don't get it into my eye area. And then I would definitely put it on the reflexology points of your feet, which are kind of just on the lower portion which connect to your eyes, which are kind of on the lower portion of your toes and on the upper portion of like the pads of your feet, the ones that are closest to the toes. Anyway, Google reflexology charts, they're all over the internet, and you can definitely see where to use them for things like that. Spikenard is super good for mental fatigue, for PMS cramping, for progesterone imbalance, and it says it's great for a uterus or ovaries detox. So there you go. That is about spikenard. Now we're going on to the last oil in our blend, which is wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. Oh, that's really funny. I guess I just found my paper that I printed off. But, so glad to have Caleb there to help us for when I can't find things. So wild orange, which is the oil of abundance. And it too has many gifts that it offers us physically. The one that it is best known for is how it can help with digestive issues. So if you have heartburn, if you have flatulence, which is a fancy word for farting. Anyway, so if you have heartburn, if you have flatulence, if you have diarrhea, if you have a sluggish digestive tract, wild orange can help. You can also use it in your facial care, and it's great for like a dull or an oily complexion. Now, one thing you need to know about citrus oils is every citrus oil except for green mandarin is increases your photosensitivity, which means that you don't want to put it on in the morning and then go outside, because you'll be more likely to burn. So if you're using wild orange in your skincare, you only want to be using it at night. Okay, it can help promote weight loss in that it can help curb the appetite, and it can help dissolve cellulite. One of our favorite ways, Clancy, my 15-year-old, anyway, he just turned 15 in December. Anyway, so I had to think about it. My 15-year-old loves to make pancakes. We have a day where all the children cook, and he often loves to make pancakes on his day. And he is known for dropping some wild orange in the pancake batter, or lemon, or even lime, and it just brings a zing to the pancakes. If you've never tried wild orange or lemon or lime essential oil in your batter, definitely I would do that. But again, please only do that with doTERRA essential oils. It's the only one I would ever say to use internally, and I've already kind of discussed that before and told you why. Wild orange is great for when you're feeling drained. It can help give you subtle energy. It's not going to be like that super strong energy of peppermint, but it helps to give you subtle energy. So, use it in the afternoons when you're just feeling a little sluggish, and to help you get re-energized. And so to do that, you can either diffuse it, put a couple drops in your hand, smell it, or put a couple drops into your water. And it's great to help relieve seasonal affective disorder. So for that, you can either diffuse it, which is when people get sad when there's not, especially in the winter months, when on cloudy days, or just when there's not enough sunlight. And so for that, you definitely want to be diffusing it, or you can put like 5 drops in a quarter cup of Epsom salts and soak in a bath with that. And that same, it can also help with chronic fatigue. It can help with depression. It can help with fear, mental exhaustion, or stress. So diffusing it, taking a beautiful warm bath in wild orange and Epsom salts is going to be wonderful, wonderful support to those issues. And it can actually help too with gingivitis and mouth ulcers. For that, you're going to want to put 1 to 2 drops in some water and swish it around, spit it out. Okay, so there's a place called aromaticscience.com where you can look up essential oil studies from around the world. And I didn't have time to look up studies on everything, but I'm going to really try to look up specific studies for you more and present them on Fridays to you. But there were 2 ones on wild orange that I was super impressed with. The first one, because I'm trying to think of what I want to do first. So, how wild orange is super supportive to your emotional system. It can help with anxiety. It's a super great oil to use with depression. So, I found this study on using wild orange oil during the first stage of labor. Now, so the first stage of labor is often, before you get to transition, right? Or it's before you start. I'm not like a labor expert, but I think the first stage of labor is when you're dilating. The second stage of labor is when you're pushing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But this is what they did. They basically divided laboring women into 2 different groups, and some of them basically just had nothing. The control group really had nothing that was given to them, and then the test group was given wild orange. And what they would do is they would put wild orange on a gauze and just kind of clip that to their collar, and they would replace that gauze every 30 minutes. I would think it would have just been better to put wild orange in a diffuser, but they did it with gauze. And basically what they found is the anxiety in both, they measured the anxiety level in both groups at when the women were 3 to 4 centimeters dilated, and when the women were 6 to 8 centimeters dilated. So 3 to 4 is when you're having light labor, and 4 is kind of when you kind of start getting into the transition phase. But the 6 to 8, you're basically in transition, and that's one of the hardest parts of your labor. And this is what they found. They found that participants were followed up with until delivery, and the 1st and 5th minute APGAR scores were recorded. And the data collected showed that the wild orange essential oil significantly lowered the anxiety. Anyway, so I think, having had 9 children and lost other children, I think, and having gone through labor with some of the other ones that I lost, I think that birth is one of the most intense things that a lot of women go through, and it can be very, very anxiety producing. We all know that because that's why there's so many birth classes, right, that many women go through. And I just think that if wild orange essential oil can help reduce the level of anxiety during labor, it can probably do a lot to reduce the level of anxiety while we're doing a lot of other hard things in life. So I loved that study. The study was a 2014 study out of Iran. Okay, and then the other one, the other study that I really, well, I'll tell you of 2 other studies. One they used on postmenopausal women, and basically what they found is that, this is on neroli. So I'm going to save the study on neroli for when we're talking about neroli, not wild orange. I think why it pulled up with wild orange is because wild orange comes from the peel, whereas neroli comes from the blossom. Anyway, we'll talk about neroli on a different week. But here is another study on actual wild orange. And D-limonene is a chemical component in wild orange. I don't know why I'm showing you the frankincense bottle. But anyway, what they found is that it was a preventative, and I don't even know how to say this word, ameliorating, which means that it makes something bad better. So it prevents, and it made things better for if you had too much fat, lipids. If you had too many lipids in your system, or if you were hypoglycemic. So I had to look up this word, which meant too many lipids in your system, and it's dyslipidemia. Dyslipidemia. Am I saying that right? Some of you doctors out there, dyslipidemia. Anyway, so what dyslipidemia means, dyslipidemia. Anyway, what it means is you have too many lipids, too many fat molecules in your body, and it can increase your chance of getting clogged arteries or a heart attack or a stroke. So basically what they did is they did this study, and they found that wild orange essential oil could benefit patients with dyslipidemia or hypoglycemia, and it prevented it. And if you already had it, it helped to alleviate it, right? So that research was the European Journal of Pharmacology in 2013. And it was a study that was done on mice. Anyway, so that is wild orange essential oil, just to give you a little bit more about wild orange essential oil. So if I was using wild orange essential oil to help with that, to help with hypoglycemia, to help with making sure that the fat molecules were kind of not affecting my body so much, and so that I didn't have as much risk of clogged arteries or stroke or heart attack, I would be putting it in my water. And again, wild orange is doTERRA's wild orange is the only one I would ever suggest putting in your water. Again, because it's third-party tested, and you can see all the things that are going on in them anyway. And so that's wild orange essential oil. I wanted to give you a little bit more about wild orange essential oil. Again, we've talked about how it's subtly energizing. For that, you could diffuse it or put it in your water. We talked about how it's a mood enhancer. All citrus oils are uplifting. We've talked about how it's great for anxiety and depression. Wild orange, yeah, it also is incredible for immune support. So again, if there's a lot of gunk going around, you're going to want to be diffusing it, putting it in your water. It can also help with sleep issues. You can either diffuse it or you can put a drop underneath your tongue right before you go to bed. It's antibacterial, it's antiseptic, it's a sedative, and well, it's really funny because it's a sedative and it's a stimulant. So I guess I'm going to say that wild orange is kind of like an intelligent essential oil. You'll just have to see how does it affect you. Does it tend to energize you, or does it tend to sedate you, or does it tend to do what your body knows that it needs at the time? You try it out. You let me know how it works for you. Again, it's great for cellulite, great for colds. We've talked about before how it's great for depression or creativity. It's great for a detox. It's also super good for those who suffer with heart palpitations. And for that, I would diffuse it and I would put it in my water. We talked about how, well, I guess we didn't talk about, but in here it says it's great for menopause. And we've talked about how it's great for anxiety. Again, the one thing you need to know about wild orange is you don't want to put it on your skin and go outside, because it will increase the photosensitivity of your skin, and it'll make it more likely that you're going to burn. So that's the one caution when we're talking about using wild orange. So the diffuser blend that we're diffusing is Myrrh, which is the oil of mothering and nurturing. Myrrh, the oil of mother and nurturing, and then Spikenard, which is the oil of gratitude, and then wild orange essential oil, which is the oil of abundance. Each of them have incredible emotional and physical benefits. I think you're going to love the diffuser blend. The affirmation for the day is, I am nurturing myself and all those around me. The oil that I'm pairing with that affirmation is, not the oil, the song that I'm pairing with the affirmations is Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel. And I will put that for you in the comments, a link to that for you. And the affirmation for this week is, everything is working out right for me. Oops. Everything is working out well for me. Anyway, and the affirmation the song that we're pairing with that is Loving Life by the Jive Aces. And the lyrics again from that are, I'm loving life and life is loving me. Okay, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters, living the wholesome life, telling you that I know you can make it a great day. Bye-bye.